Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a clip of a fat activist saying the idea that fat people don't know how to lose weight is ridiculous. We know how to lose weight, we're just not doing it. We're also going to be taking a look at a couple of bonus clips, including one where this person is talking about glorifying obesity. Before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache.
There are real people, a lot of them, that really, truly believe that the reason fat people are fat is because we don't know how to lose weight.
Okay, so you're saying that they do know how to lose weight, they just don't want to. We hear people within this movement constantly complaining about all the rigmarole they have to go through because they are plus-sized, but they're choosing that. Okay, interesting.
And I just... Really? I mean, I'm
That's your retort? Really?
sure there's a minority of fat people who had never tried, never looked anything up.
Never looked anything up. But the majority of you have tried and looked stuff up, therefore you know what you're doing. Okay, well, looking stuff up doesn't make you an expert in a subject, especially if you were looking things up on fluffykittenparty.org, or was it .com? Doing the thing would make you an expert in the subject. I might have studied Spanish casually in passing by looking at various books, but if I am not fluent in Spanish, I don't know Spanish. This ain't about Spanish, that was an analogy. You guys are like, yeah, no shit, moron. Let me over-explain things like you're all morons. I'm sorry.
But for the rest of us...
So, there is a minority of fat people who haven't looked up how to lose weight, but the rest of us, once again, looking something up doesn't make you an expert in it, especially if you have tried and failed repeatedly at that thing.
You don't think we ever maybe looked it up? Did a little Google search?
I don't know. There's a lot of information you can find in a search engine. Some of it is correct, and some of it is not. So, unfortunately, we live in a time where there's more wrong information than there is right information. So finding the right information is going to require some work and even some intuition. We're experts because we looked it up. I looked up how to tightrope walk. I've never practiced it or done it successfully, though, so am I a tightrope walker?
It's so hard for me to fathom how somebody could truly believe that.
Well, the proof is in the pudding, as they say, so one would imagine if you're such an expert in weight loss, that you would have done it, right? Unless we don't want to do it, because we love all the benefits that come with being obese. Not just the physical ailments, but the wonderful way in which society treats us. I guess we're choosing that.
In our world, you think we're all fat because we don't know.
I don't think that everyone is obese because they do know and they're choosing to be obese, because I've been obese and it was not chill. It was not chill at all, my friend. By the way, while we're on the topic, I recently looked up my previous BMI, what it used to be back when I was overweight, and it was 32.1. Your boy was literally obese. So you can be obese and not even look that obese, because even when you look at me then, yeah, I was a chunk ass, but I did not look like I was like crazy obese or anything.
I've never tried.
There might be a little bit of vocal fry throughout this video.
Didn't try hard enough.
To wrap up that clip, she's saying, of course fat people know how to lose weight. We've all looked it up a dozen times, you moron. Maybe a couple of us haven't, but the majority of us do know. Okay, so you're choosing this? Either way, I disagree. I think if everybody knew, they would do it. Because it's honestly not that difficult once you know what a proper diet is, and you stop eating all that processed garbage. Next.
If you're fat and you haven't glorified obesity today, just here to remind you, we got quotas to hit.
Yes, glorify that obesity, baby.
So get to work, go glorify.
So basically, she's making a parody about how everybody's always accusing plus-size people of glorifying obesity. Sorry, she's rubbing off on me. Let me just tell you guys all about the thing and how important it is. What if they're doing this and the hands accidentally start attacking each other? She's like, and then the fat, phobic, systemic, blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, what the hell? They're fighting. Oh my God, get over there. Jeez. The claw hand of redemption has a mind of its own. Next.
Oh my God, where's the food? Where is it? The fork down? How am I supposed to put the fork down?
Oh boy.
How can I put
Okay, so they taped some forks to their
the
hands.
fork down? They're connected. They're connected to me.
Oh boy, that's hilarious.
Must eat all the food.
And then she really lost touch with reality at the end there. She's like, gotta eat all the food. I went completely insane. I see what you're going for, okay? People are often telling you, hey, just put the fork down. And you're making a little parody here. You've taped the forks to your hands, making fun of everybody telling you to put the fork down. I literally cannot. I'm Edward Forkhands. What would you like me to do? Yes. What a brilliantly laid out argument. Allow me to prepare my response. No, just kidding. I don't know how to respond to that. I agree that it's also a ridiculous sentiment for people to be like, just put the fork down, fatty. There's a little more that goes into weight loss than that. A little more nuance. Sorry. I'll stop being weird. No, I won't. Next.
I feel like I've seen posts from big body positive adjacent accounts that say stuff like, the fatties are all mad at me and I betrayed them because I'm getting healthy now and I'm losing weight.
Oh yeah, how many accounts do you follow that have gone to weight loss now?
And like, I just don't believe that shit actually happens.
What about Rosie Bemis, who was like, the turning point for me was when I couldn't wipe my own butt anymore. That's when I decided to lose weight. And then a bunch of fat activists, including Fat Girl Flo, got all butthurt at her about that and called her an ableist. There are other examples too. I recently made a video where Fierce Fat Femme was talking about people leaving the movement. Fat activists always get butthurt if you decide to lose weight.
I don't know why.
It's almost like a gang, right? Like, there's only one way out of this movement, and that's in a body bag. You get jumped in, you get killed out.
It's brought up. I think it's just to, like, distance themselves from fat people.
No, they bring it up because it happens. When people say, I left fat acceptance and decided to lose weight, and then a bunch of fat activists started harassing me, they're not making that up.
Which I understand. Society loves to distance itself from fat people.
It does?
But, like, I don't love that they just act like fat people are, like, some angry mob that's like, you betrayed me.
But they are like an angry mob that goes, you betrayed me. They do that all the time. You could literally just want to take somewhat good care of yourself, and then a fat activist will be like, you betrayed me. So I think I'm gonna lose weight. For my health. Oh, you betrayed the fat acceptance movement. Blah, 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 patriarchy. Blah, 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 blah. This is just making me sure of my decision to leave. Thank you.
I just don't believe it.
You just don't believe it. Okay, well, I've seen a few fat activists get butthurt when other people leave the movement, so I believe it. Next. This person's going to be responding to this comment that reads, so losing years in your life is a good thing? Name one fat person that has lived over 70.
Oh my God, Evan, do you know what? We actually live in a time where almost all of the information known to mankind can be found just by typing on a keyboard.
Okay, thank you for being very condescending. That's very helpful, I guess.
I think a good place to start would probably be the study titled Obesity in the Elderly, don't you think?
Sure.
So between 2007 and 2010, it looks like there were 8 million adults between the ages of 64 and 74 that were considered obese, and almost 5 million over the age of 75.
Okay.
Mind you, this is using BMI, which is...
Okay, 5 million people being overweight over the age of 75 is not that much, considering that the population of the United States is 331 million.
Mind you, this is using BMI, which is just a nonsensical mathematical equation that has nothing to do with health and was never even created to be used that way, but...
Well, like I said, back when I was overweight, I was a BMI of 32.1. And I wasn't even that spherical or rotund.
But I digress. So yeah, it looks like over the age of 75, 27.8% of them were considered obese.
Okay, well, I seriously doubt the accuracy of these figures, but if they are accurate, then those people must be on the lower end of the obesity spectrum. Obviously, the bigger you get, the more unhealthy you get, and the shorter your life is. Look at the look on her face, so smug.
And also keep in mind that this is only in the US, not even internationally.
Every single person that made it to age 74 that happened to be obese would have made it even further if they weren't. This is common sense. If obesity is so not bad for you, then go up a flight of stairs right now. Climb a rope. Do one push-up. I'm not trying to be mean, but these are very simple ways that we can measure our health. If you can't move your own body from point A to point B without serious labor, or you just straight up can't do it, then you're out of shape and you're unhealthy, and we don't need a BMI to tell us that. It's very interesting how many obese intellectuals there are. They're like, according to all these studies, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, dude, okay, get up off the couch right now then. Okay, put the studies down for a second, get up off the couch right now, and follow me up those stairs. Oh, you can't? Okay. I hope you can put all those studies together and make a papier-mâché wheelchair that can push you down the road. And like I said, I'm not trying to be mean, but this person is so matter-of-fact with this.
So yeah, instead of just naming a random fat person that lived over the age of 70, how about a peer-reviewed study that shows that a quarter of the population you're talking about is obese?
What quality of life do you have as an obese elderly person? My grandma was obese, and she had to rock 3 times just to get up out of her recliner. And I always considered her very obese because she was straight up a sphere. But by today's standards, she was probably a mid-fat, I don't know. She was probably like 5'2", perhaps, and perhaps 350 pounds. She was literally a sphere. And she was still a hell of a lot more mobile than a lot of these people. A lot of these people that are a lot younger than her. Of course, as time goes on, the food that we have access to is more and more garbage. So even though she was eating nothing but garbage for the most part, TV dinners and stuff, she was eating garbage food from 20 years ago, which wasn't half as garbage as the garbage food of today. They only had the technology to make you somewhat diabetic with 2 bites. Today, they've perfected the technology to completely destroy your life with just 1 simple bite.
Men also typically die at a younger age than women do. So do you accost them about how they're losing all of these years on their life?
Do you know why men die sooner than women? Because we have to listen to this bullshit. That's why. There's only so much this can bounce off my forehead before some of it starts to soak into my ear and poison my brain, leading to an early demise.
And dying is not a morally bad thing. Literally, it is one of the few things every single human being will do.
So dying is not bad. So if we're doing something or having a lifestyle that increases our risk of dying, that's fine because it's not immoral to die. What? Now we are talking about the morality of death. Wow, bro. Jesus Christ. How many mental gymnastics must we do?
Someday. And you know what?
Dude, that was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. That was about as dumb as talking about the morality of certain types of foods. This food isn't more morally superior to this other one. This person isn't morally superior just because they're living. Are you bigots over here judging people just because they died? You're not morally superior just because you're alive. Okay, so trying to prevent ourselves from dying makes us bigots, and we're trying to chase some sort of moral superiority? Just accept your fate and die, bro. Why are you trying to be better than everybody else? That was one of the dumbest points ever. I think we've reached a new low.
I would rather die at 70 living this life where I love myself and my body and die early.
Becoming morbidly obese isn't loving yourself or your body. Taking care of yourself is loving yourself and your body.
Then live till I'm 90 or 100, dieting, hating myself, constantly comparing myself to other people.
My great-grandma lived to be 100, and she wasn't dieting or doing anything. She was just living her life, and she actually smoked. No, that's not an endorsement for smoking. Don't smoke. Maybe she would have made it to 110 if she didn't. But either way, she wasn't living a miserable life. She wasn't dieting or doing anything. She was actually having a happy life. She could walk. you know? Unlike somebody that's morbidly obese, she could actually easily get up off the couch. Now I'm talking about my other grandma. A moment ago, I was talking about the one grandma that was a sphere. Now I'm talking about my great-grandma on my mom's side that lived to be very old. My grandma, as in my mom's mom, is still alive right now, and she's very old too. Everybody on that side of the family lives like to 90s or 100 or whatever. None of them are obese, by the way. My obese grandma that died in her 70s.
I would also rather die at 70 than live a life that is so boring and so small.
Okay, so not eating highly processed garbage food 24/7 is boring. And that life is so small. So you want to live a big life. Hedonism is what we call that. Constantly chasing pleasure, which results in a lack of pleasure in the end, I can assure you.
That I spent my time commenting things like this on strangers' videos.
On strangers' videos. We wrapped it up with a little bit of vocal fry there to solidify the fat activism. I wasn't sure if you were a fat activist yet, but now I believe you. No, I'm just kidding, but everything that person said was moronic. All those studies are bollocks, and you'll live a much longer, happier life if you're not obese. That's just common sense. We don't need a study for that. But if we did, here's one. There is no study that can be done that will make me stop seeing what is happening with my eyeballs. I've seen several obese people that have a hard time just getting up off a couch or going up some stairs or can't breathe without an oxygen tube. So you can flush all those studies down the toilet. If an obese person makes it to an old age and then they perish, they would have made it to an even older age had they not been obese. And they would have lived a much happier, healthier life if they weren't obese. If you have to do this to get off the couch, third time's the charm. You don't have a high quality of life. You should get off the couch like this. Straight up just levitated, bro, okay? That's one of the perks of weight loss that they don't teach you about, the levitation. So what do you think of the clips that we just saw? Do fat people know how to lose weight and they're just not doing it? Is it okay to glorify obesity? And do a lot of obese people make it to a ripe old age? Leave a comment below. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.